Hey guys, welcome back to Alex Reacts. So this is actually my motif. My aesthetic does not match what I'm doing, which is a Billie Eilish song from her new album. Um, oh my god, what is the title of the album? I should know this. So Hard and So Soft. Hit Me So Hard and So Soft. So I'm gonna do the song Blue. Obviously the album just came out. I haven't extensively gone through it. I really like Wildflower, the greatest. Actually the whole album is great. I really love what is that one? Oh my gosh. Wildflower, the greatest. Oh, and Birds of a Feather. I really love. I love all of them. But I had a lot of thoughts when I was listening to Blue. Now, I'm not a big, discography expert on Billie Eilish. I don't know much about her. And I do know some of her songs, obviously, but so many thoughts were coming up. So let's get started. We're going to analyze the lyrics. I have it playing here, and I'm going to read them back to you or touch on the ones that I feel like I want to touch on. Okay. I try to live in black and white, but I am in the blue or something about I'm blue. I try to be over you, but it's not true. Okay. So actually when I was listening to this song before I was looking at the lyrics, I was thinking about her trying to say because there's so much talk about her online, how she's happy now, she's moved on from her depressing days. I know this much about her. So when I was first hearing this, I was feeling like she's saying, I'm, because this other song of her, Skinny, which I wanted to do too, she's saying, people think I'm happy now because I'm skinny. I was thinking that she's trying to say, I seem like I'm happy, but I'm still sad. I'm still blue. I still live in that blue energy of sadness. That's still who I am. I'm just like a melancholic at heart. But now, actually, as I read the lyrics, she's talking about, I'm still sad over the relationship. So I didn't think that. Black and white is seeing things in a very logical way, and blue is more, usually people say gray, but blue is more like the heart space, the emotional. So she's saying, I'm trying to view this, what I'm getting is, I'm trying to view this from a logical perspective, but I still feel, I still have emotion. So let's see where this goes. Birds of a feather again. I'm ashamed. She's saying, I'm still overseas, a bird in a cage. She's still emotional. She still has feelings about the situation, but I don't know what she means. I lied. I guess she's trying to say she's concealing that she doesn't feel anything. Well, I don't know what désolé, mon amour, something my love. I can't look it up right now. What does désolé mean, if you guys know? Um, a bird in a cage. She feels stuck in her emotions. She feels stuck in her feelings. I'd like to mean it when I say I'm over, but that's not true. So good. This in True Blue. True Blue is like, I'm devoted, I'm loyal, but I'm truly blue as well. I'm truly sad. Let's see where this goes because it changes tempo. It's a long song, actually. So I was having these thoughts, okay? I'm just going to segue for a minute. so much came up when I was hearing, like, it's almost like she's trying to say, don't think that I'm not a sad girl anymore, which is so interesting because you guys know I love Lana, which also coincide, like, it's so weird because a lot of her themes are kind of reminding me of Lana. Like, people think I'm happy because I'm skinny now, which there's been so much talk of Lana's weight, and I've noticed so much how people say things like, oh, she's just so confident now. There was her dancing. This is now, I'm talking about Lana Del Rey for a minute. There was this video of her dancing at a club in Atlanta, and I saw comments like, oh, she's just confident now, that's why she's moving her body. And I'm thinking, that is such a projection. Like, she was always, like, you look at her tour, her live concert in Mita, Brazil, last year, when she was, like, at her heaviest or heavier, and she was still enjoying herself. So people, like, just project onto these celebrities their own ideals, their own values. And just because someone's skinny and now they're dancing doesn't mean that they're happy because they're skinny, right? And also, yeah, it's just a projection of, like, what people think they are. But also, when I was listening to Billie Eilish, I was thinking, you know, being, like, depressed and melancholic kind of becomes an identity that we attach to, and it's also part of her shtick, right? So now, like, Lana Del Rey, I just watched her show in Alabama last night online, her dad, and I'm thinking she's really at this point where she's almost 40 years old, and I really relate to her path because I struggled with depression really bad when I was in high school. I was put on, I'm 40 now, so I was in the 90s, and there were, like, antidepressants were very much a buzz, but I didn't know anything about them, and neither did my parents. They put me on 11 different meds. It was like, I was depressed, they put me on Zoloft. It was never enough. Every time I went to the psychiatrist, they're like, you're depressed, and they tried to medicate me, and actually, it really caused a lot of damage in my nervous system, and I'm so sensitive energetically and to everything. I don't even take Tylenol now. I ended up with all these nervous system issues. But I relate to Lana in that I was very sad and depressed when I was younger, but that's, like, part of my journey, and now I'm 40, and I've been brain rewiring the last 5 years, and I actually don't feel like a melancholic person anymore. But I feel like sometimes artists especially lose their appeal and their flair if they're not seen as depressing, because a lot of them are connecting with younger people who are still dealing with not knowing how to there's no judgment here, but I just feel, for me personally, when I was younger, I did not have the tools to navigate my sadness, and it felt like everything was the end of the world, or, it just, everything was heavier, and I wasn't, like, I didn't have all these tools, and also the world wasn't as evolved as them, but now I have all these spiritual tools, I have brain rewiring. But Billie Eilish is still younger, so, but there's so much to say here, but I just feel like she's saying I'm still blue, but I almost wonder how much she feels like she has to justify either side because she doesn't want to be misunderstood, and she wants people to still know who she is and not project on her, because there's so much projection. But I also feel like Lana, like, in her show last night in Alabama, I'm like, she's not really embodying the sad girl anymore. She's really happy. She's found her way, in a sense. She has a lot of support. She has a lot of friends. She's probably worked through a lot of her issues, but in a way that doesn't appeal as much to the viewers. So there has to be tapping into that sadness. Like, I feel like Taylor Swift has grown a lot, but she's still really able, even in a happy relationship, to, like, tap into that emotion. So I feel like for an artist, it's almost crucial to be sad because that's where the art comes from. And then you start to think, well, am I losing my artistry if I become happy? So, and I'm not saying I'm not an artist, but I did overcome a lot of my sadness. But sometimes I feel like people view optimists and people that are recovered from that, or not that you have to recover, but people that become very optimistic, they think you're spiritual bypassing, or they think that you're false, or you're fake, or you're superficial now. But, like, people may think that of Lana Del Rey, but I just feel like when you've been through the trenches of darkness and sadness, eventually you will come to the other side. So But I feel like Billie Eilish is still young, and also she might feel, I'm just saying this might be my own projection, that she has to stay blue in order to connect with her followers. So I really hope this video reaches people, because I've really been through this journey of being the queen of darkness. Like, I wanted to write a book when I was younger, like Queen of Tears, because I just cried so much. Now I barely cry, but it's not false, it's not fake, it's just, I did cry a lot in the video starting off, and I feel like I was trying to, not that I was being inauthentic, but I almost feel like that's what I've told myself it means to connect, but you don't have to necessarily go there. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, so let's continue. But segue, this song is actually more so about a relationship, which was not my initial first take. Yes. You were born beautiful, then a butterfly, beautiful, and so deprived of oxygen. But also to say to that, you can be born and have sadness, but overcome it. You can, you know, and that's also why Lana Del Rey wrote the song Get Free, out of the black into the blue. But to her, blue is more like optimism and hope, like a blue sky. But she said, I'm doing this for Amy, I'm doing this for all the people that could never, they didn't have the time to work through things to overcome it. So, but Billie Eilish is still young, so. This part, colder than your father's eyes, he never learned to sympathize with anyone. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, because a lot of people may relate to having a father that was very emotionally unavailable, maybe narcissistic. That's what I hear when I hear never learn to sympathize with anyone. I feel like a lot of people will relate to that. I don't blame you. I feel like this is her talking to herself. I don't hate you. But we can't save you. Reaching for your mother's hands, victim of your father's plans to rule the world. Too afraid to step outside. Paranoid and petrified of what you've heard. This is a confession, you know, that's what I feel, unless it's fictional. But she's telling us, you know, what her childhood was like. Her father was the dictator. She reached for her mom. Maybe her mom was comfort. Now I am gonna cry. You see, crying doesn't mean depressed though, but she's paranoid and petrified. I don't know if that was her father controlling this narrative about like the world to control her, to make her not like venture off. I don't know, let's get more into it. This is a long reaction. But they could say that. They could say the same about me. I could say the same about you. Born blameless, grew up famous too. Just a baby born blue. No. Oh, this part's confusing me. Well, I also am getting this feeling, I don't know if this is her talking to her partner or her ex-partner, like, I understand you and I don't judge you, but I can't make it better for us because this is just who you are and you're a victim of circumstance. It could speak to her having a savior complex and or choosing these people that she wants to save, but she can't, and it reenacts something from her childhood. Perhaps her mom, she wanted to save her mom, and she couldn't. I feel like that could be it. I don't know much about her, though. And I'm sorry if she doesn't go by she. I'm just making that assumption. Maybe she's a they. I don't know. When she's saying, we can't save you, I almost feel like this is the doctors that are trying to give her medicine. I just said I don't cry, and now I'm going to cry. Like, sound hypocritical, but she's saying, like, there's some people are just meant to be sad and depressed, and there's no medicine, there's nothing they could do to get them better. And that's true too. I don't want to undermine that. For me, my depression was a lot of like my neural pathways of trauma. I guess I don't know, but I don't want to like do a shameless plug-in, but like brain rewiring really changed a lot for me. So, but I did that to overcome physical stuff. So I still have sadness, but I'm not chronically depressed. Is my this is a long one, guys. I don't think there's any more lyrics though. I don't blame you, but we can't save you. There's a lot going on here. It's about it's beautiful though. It's like a sad song though, right? Like the violin is a violin, or it's almost like the world's smallest violin, like pity or like grief or intensity. The violin has words to it too in a way. It's kind of like the drama. It's almost like a movie I'm getting. So I feel like this song is about her relationship, but also what this person represents to her, how it mirrors back her own issues, and also how it mirrors back her and what people have said to her. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. There was a lot here. Thank you for being here. Bye.